I have been able to launch 2 businesses in my past with less than $100 and make 4-figure sales monthly out of those businesses. So what I'm sharing with you is how to do this in a way that would increase your chances of success. And just so you know, I didn't have money. It was $100 in the bank. So what exactly should you be doing? The first thing that you want to do if you're starting an online business with no money is you want to find a problem, a painful problem that people have. When people think about starting an online business, they think they have to come up with something so different than what's on the market for that to be a business idea. You don't. The first place to start is with a painful, pressing problem that people have and need a solution for. And where can you find these problems? They're all around you. Currently, I'm in an apartment building where there's literally no AC during the summer. This is a seasonal problem that people have. During the summer, it gets really hot. This poses a problem. The place is hot during the summer. Most people do not have air condition because it's not an air conditioned unit. That right there is a business idea. It's something that I can pursue very easily and make some money off of if I was looking for a seasonal business idea. Now, I don't advise anybody to pursue seasonal business ideas because when that season passes, you don't make any money. But this is just to show you how you want to think about an idea for your online business. You want to start by looking for problem, and not just any kind of problem. You want to look for problems that are painful. Successful businesses are usually the ones that are solving like a painful problem versus like a problem that's like, oh yeah, it's a problem, but I don't really care too much about it. There's a difference between businesses that are vitamins and businesses that are painkillers. For example, imagine you have a headache right now and someone comes and says, oh, I'm going to give you something that would make you sleep. Maybe if you sleep, the headache would pass. Now, that is like, okay, maybe I would consider that, but I'm not really sure that this is going to relieve me of the pain I'm experiencing with the headache. However, if someone comes to me with like an actual drug, a medication that would reduce the pain I'm feeling within like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, that right there is a painkiller. I'm more likely to pay for the product that is going to heal my headache in 30 minutes than the other one that would just make me sleep. It's also the difference between people creating nice to have businesses, right? So you want to create some unique thing that can make you flip your phone and play a game or do X in a certain way versus something that people are actually looking for to solve a problem. A lot of people end up pursuing vitamins because they're passionate about it, or it's exciting, or they want to build an app. Whatever the reason is, what you should be pursuing are business ideas that are painkillers. You want to look for a problem. Write that down if you haven't already. The next step after you found your problem is you want to connect it to something you are actually good at in one way or the other. If you're good at creating content for social media, that's a skill. If you're someone that has a background in, say, accounting, and you spot a problem that you can solve in the accounting industry, that's a great match. You always want to find problems that are somehow in connection with your strengths, okay? Your strengths and your talents. Notice I haven't talked about passion yet, and I'm going to explain why. The problems need to match your strengths and your talent, what you're good at, what comes easy to you, the knowledge base that you have. That's kind of where you want to be playing in. For example, a strength that I have is speaking. I'm very good at speaking in front of people, presentation. That's a strength that I have. A problem that people have in this space is some people just don't know how to present very well. How do I solve this problem? I could decide to come up with a coaching program that would teach people how to present, how to speak in front of a camera, or how to speak in front of an audience. I could also decide to create an app that would help people practice better. So as you're recording, for example, the app would give you more feedback as you're practicing for a presentation. You see how I'm thinking about this? Strength, idea. Strength, problem. You want to create that connection. Now, passion is the icing on the cake. Passion is a necessity, but I feel like when we're talking about the necessary things that need to go into, pursuing an online business, especially if you're strapped for cash, people tend to lead with passion very quickly. I think passion for me comes as an icing on the cake with strength and your natural gifted talents. If you have passion, you're likely to go the longer haul than someone who doesn't. However, you want to be passionate about the problem that you're solving. So a lot of people are like, I'm passionate about playing the piano. And so because of that, I want to go and just do, create something and teach people how to play the piano. That's not what we want to be passionate about primarily. You want to be passionate about the problem that you're serving. When I launched my first online business, I was passionate about figuring out sizing online. I wanted to make it so that when people shop online, they never buy their wrong sizes, especially out of Africa. Now, I was passionate about the problem. I wasn't passionate about the fashion industry. Even though I love shopping and I love clothes, that is not what I was passionate about. If you're not passionate or excited about solving a particular problem in that space, there's no need for you to go and pursue it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because no matter how anyone tells you you're going to go into a business and make millions, there are other aspects of running a business that can be very frustrating, that can be very challenging, that can be very confusing. So you don't want to be in that state of, oh, I'm just passionate about, making clothes, and so I want to go make clothes. There's so many aspects to making clothes as a business that can be very frustrating. And also, while I'm giving you this advice to help increase your chances of success starting a business with no money, I'm also going to be honest with you. A lot of businesses fail in their first 1 to 3 years. A lot of businesses fail. And if you don't have the passion, you're not going to be able to continue to pivot and tweak through that period of turmoil, through the period where starting a business can be very, very challenging. And no matter how much you know, there's so much to do. So if you're not excited about solving a problem, there's no need for you to even get in and try to pursue that opportunity. Don't do it. The third step for you to start an online business with no money, and this is what a lot of people will not tell you, is you need to find somebody who is doing the thing that you are doing the kind of thing that you want to do, and you need to go and learn from them how they're doing it. This is very difficult if you're someone who is trying to launch a startup. In that case, if what you're pursuing is a novel idea, you need to find people that have launched startups before, and you need to go and start learning from them how they were able to launch, scale, do all of that, especially if they are bootstrapping. So bootstrapping is that they're doing it with very limited capital. A lot of people don't do this. They try to go to the University of Google and YouTube to learn everything. While there are people that might have seen success doing that, it's going to be so much more difficult. You don't have the money to be out here playing try and fail and try again. That's not how we're trying to move. You don't have the money to be failing forward, boo. You need to be smart with the small, tight capital that you have, okay? So you need to find people that have done the kind of thing you're trying to do in that industry, and you need to go pay them a visit. When I mean pay them a visit, I mean virtually. Whether that's taking their online course, watching their free content, consuming and binging that content as to what they did, how they did it. If you can hire them as an online coach, hire them as an online coach. And that's what you need to do. This is very unconventional advice. A lot of people would tell you to try and figure it out on your own. I wouldn't advise you to do that. I would advise you to find someone who has done the thing and go and learn from them, because it would increase your chances of success by over 50%. It would also reduce the odds that you're going to be doing trial and error for the next 2 years by over 50%. Okay, so find someone who has done the thing that you're trying to do and go and learn from them. If you're watching this video and thinking, girl, I told you I don't have the money to do this, then go and see if they have free content that you could binge. Where is all the free content that they've put out about their business, about how they started? Some of them might also have an online course, and so they're using social media to get people into the course. They might be creating content on TikTok, online. Go and follow them, binge that content like crazy. I've been trying to lose weight for a while now. I was trying to figure it out at the University of Google and YouTube. Nothing was working. What did I do? However, I started to find people who have had the kind of transformation that I want. Not just checking and watching any kind of video. I was very specific on Instagram and TikTok. People who have lost 20 pounds, 30 pounds, who have hit the weight goal that I wanted. What is it that we're doing? I was binging, and I am still binging weight loss content from people who have generated the result that I want. By doing that, I was able to learn for free without hiring a coach, without paying for an online course. I was able to learn recipes. I was able to learn that I needed to increase my protein intake. I was able to learn the kind of workouts I needed to do to start to slim my arms. I was able to learn how to actually do calorie deficits in a way that's sustainable versus eating 1,000 calories a day. There's so many things I have been able to learn without spending a lot of money on anyone's online course. So that's what I'm saying, is find the people who have done the thing you're trying to do and start to really study their content. Don't just scroll past the content, like study it. When you go through their videos, make notes of what you're learning, make notes of the things that they're saying and start to put that together as your own guide to launching that business. The fourth step is to do what you're learning. Most people listen, but they don't follow the advice. They spend all their time arguing with what the person is saying that can be right, saying it, just follow what the person is telling you and apply what they're saying. You can make tweaks as you go, but don't forget, this is your first time doing an online business with no money. Just follow what they're telling you. The next thing I would say after that is you also need to allow yourself to make mistakes, allow yourself to be scrappy, allow yourself to learn as you go. I'm going to put the link to, a list of a lot of free tools that I myself have found on the internet that's very helpful for anyone who wants to start a business but is kind of being scrappy through that process. There's a list. I'll put it in the description below. If you want it, all you have to do is click that description to download it. And you can go through it, use them for different things. I may not have the exact built out yet, but I'll keep tweaking that tool so it looks really good for other people. But yeah, it's going to be accessible to you. You could just go through the list and access whatever it is that you want to access, and use that to build a website, an email, an app, whatever it is you're trying to do. The cheat sheet that I'm creating would have different platforms that you can leverage to do that without spending a ton of money. Allow yourself to be scrappy, allow yourself to get creative in how you're going to solve problems. When we're starting a business with no money, people would oh, I want to do X, but I need to pay for this. I don't have the money to do that. No, allow yourself to start getting pushed past that. I don't have the money. How can I do it with what I have? Someone says you need to build a website. You're like, yeah, build a website, going to cost $200. No, it's not. There are platforms where you can just build a simple website, like a 1-page, 2-page website without spending that kind of money. So get scrappy and get going. The next thing I'm going to point out is you want to get to selling the product, selling whatever it is that you're trying to sell fast. You want to get to getting your first 1, 2, 3 paying customers fast. For example, if I was trying to validate the air conditioner idea that I had, I would go throughout the units. Either I would just knock on people's doors, which is scary in the US, but I would do it because that's what people in sales do, and be like, hi, my name is XYZ. I'm trying to solve this problem for the people in the unit. I don't know if you have the problem as well. Do you? They say, yeah, I do. Do you have an air conditioner thing? They say, no, I don't. And I say, okay, well, I'm renting AC, small portable ACs here for XYZ amount. Is that something that you've been interested in? Should I let you know once it comes in? They'll be like, no, or yes. If they say no, I will say, okay, final question. Please, can you tell me why you said no so I understand the objection? Just trying to understand why people are going to say no to something versus say yes. I'm not going to sit on my desk and spend hours just building a website. No, I'm going to go from, I have this problem that I need to solve, and I'm going to start to ask myself, where are the people who I'm trying to serve? Who are the people and where are the people that I'm trying to serve? And I'm going to go and put myself in front of those people, because we want to get cash flow coming in. We want to get money coming in. We don't have the time to be playing, would it work, would it not work? We need to go and get ourselves in front of those people really, really quickly to validate this idea as fast as we can. So instead of spending our time behind a laptop, what we're actually going to do is just go get the cash flow, go get the money running into the business first before we do anything else. This is even before you go to buy product inventory, if you need to buy product inventory. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make when it comes to starting a business is that they go and spend thousands of dollars trying to buy a product inventory, getting an office, doing X. You don't need to do all of those things first. The first thing you need to do is validate your idea, is get your first, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people paying you for something before you start to push so much money into getting that thing going. So if your business idea is that you want to start maybe nails, right? So I'm personally a huge fan of press-on nails. I buy a lot of them and I love them. If your business idea is you want to start press-on nails and you're trying to okay, what do I do first? Don't go and start buying thousands of inventory yet. What you really want to do is maybe get 5-6 sample designs that you can get, really cute ones. Put them out there to your target audience and see how many people end up buying that thing from you. Maybe start creating content. You're someone that's really good at creating content. Start creating content with your person nails, showing people how it works, and then asking people to order it. You can use a platform like TikTok because it has TikTok shops, and it has a good percentage of people who can see content that's like on their explore, and TikTok can help target the people who are interested in that type of content. Like, that's something that you can do. Put your shop in there to get people seeing that product and to see, like, within the first 1, 2, 3 weeks how many people buy the samples that you have. Now, once you've gotten the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people to pay you for that thing, say for example you spent $30 buying your sample for the press-on nails, or you spent $40, and let's say that $40 divided by 4, that's 10 for each of them. So let's say that I'm just giving an assumption that the cost of it is 10, and you decided to sell those press-on nails at $28 or $25 for a 24-pack set. Now, if you end up selling that, you're selling them for $24. You have 4 that cost you $40. So now it's 24 times 4. You have more money to buy more of, the press-on nails and continue to sell via social. There are lots of people who have gone to borrow money. I've even heard someone who took out life insurance and they're doing really great. That's awesome for them. It worked. But it's not about the one that's worked. You don't want to play a game of, 1 out of 100 people did X and it worked, so that's what you're going to go do, because the probability of you failing is a lot higher than you being successful at something, okay? So you want to be smart with this, and you want to play the game of, like, how do I increase my odds of success? Which is why bringing cash flow into the business faster would help you increase those odds. Listen, if your product is something that you're selling that you like, you have a price tag attached to it, the biggest form of validation you can get is someone buying that thing from you. If it's a newsletter, the biggest form of validation is somebody signed up for your newsletter. If it's like a service, is someone booking you. If it's like something that people can pre-order, like a digital product, is somebody pre-ordering to get the product when it launches. That is the biggest form of validation. Everything else is neither here nor there. Think about the product that you're trying to offer, and think about, like, what is the end goal? What action do you want customers to take?